Hare Krishna, Namaste, Chapter 18, which is entitled as Sannyasa Yoga. Sloka 59. Yadahङ āśritya yotsya iti manyase mithyaiṣa vyavasāyas prakṛtis tvāṁ niyokṣyati. Arjuna understood from the previous sloka that he must perform karma yoga. By doing so, by the grace of Krishna, he will overcome all the obstacles that's in his path to the spiritual journey. If he fail to do that, then he will perish. His life will be ruined. But still, Arjuna had a question in his mind. He must perform his karma yoga. But why that should be yadhङ, fight? Why can't he pick up something which is sober, which is peaceful, which is also part of karma yoga? Understanding Arjuna's mind, Krishna is responding to that in this sloka and continues elaborating on this point in the next sloka as well. From the second half of the previous sloka, we learned that there are people who act differently, meaning against Krishna's instruction. They think, I know what I should be doing. I know what is good for me. I am not a fool who doesn't know what is right and what is bad for me. I am not an illiterate where I need to take instructions from others to lead my life. Even otherwise, in no way I am lower than someone. If someone has such ideas about themselves, then it is purely driven by ahaṅkāram. We see this in this world quite often. If we say, please listen to Bhagavad Gita, they say, I have better things to do. Some say Bhagavad Gita is for old people. Some say Bhagavad Gita is outdated. Some say Bhagavad Gita is for warriors like Arjuna. People have so many different ideas and opinions. We should know that Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita for everyone, for everyone's benefit. So Krishna tells Arjuna that if you think you are independent and will be able to do as you wish without listening to my good advice, my advice to you in particular is you fight the battle because that is your duty. If you do not listen to my advice and do your duty, your wish will not be fulfilled. What is Arjuna's wish? He doesn't want to fight. Rather, he will do karma yoga, but different activities. Here Krishna says, your wish will not be fulfilled. It's me alone who is not under anyone's control, whereas everyone else is under my full control. In that list, you are included as well, Arjuna. Without understanding my power to control everyone, if you foolishly decide to do differently than what I advise, understand that you will be driven by your own prakriti to fight, and you will be helplessly fighting at that time. If you listen to my words and do accordingly, I will be with you and assist you to succeed. If you don't listen to my words and do things as you wish, I will simply stay quiet and become a watcher, observer, which means your success in what you wanted to do will be questionable. That is the introduction to this sloka. Now let's understand the meaning of the sloka. Ahaṅkāram, of false ego, the conceit arising from the notion of oneself being knowledgeable about everything. āśritya, taking shelter by relying on yotsya, that I shall not fight. manyase, if you think. mithyaiṣa vyavasāyas, this determination of yours, mithya, is false. That is, it will not stay, it will change. How? Because prakṛtis, your nature, tvāṁ niyokṣyati, will impel you to fight. Then you will not be able to overcome. Translation: if you do not act according to my direction, I do not fight, then you will be falsely directed by your nature. You will have to be engaged in warfare. If we refer to Baladev Vidya Bhushan, he translates Prakriti as my Prakriti, that is Krishna's Prakriti, material nature, whereas Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Srila Prabhupada, and also Sripad Ramanujacharya translate that as your nature. But let's not get confused, it's all meant the same. Everything belongs to Krishna. Therefore Krishna can say, my Prakriti. Prakriti comes from him. Therefore it is Krishna's Prakriti. That byproduct of Prakriti is this body that we have, which comes with its vasanas, impressions. Since we live within this body, as of now, this body belongs to us. Therefore the other commentary says, your Prakriti, your nature. So both interpretations are correct. So when Krishna told in the previous sloka, you better take my advice and follow and do accordingly, otherwise you will perish. But Arjuna partially agreed to Krishna's instruction that I will follow your instruction of performing karma yoga, but I will not fight, rather I will do something else, which is also ordained by you as part of karma yoga. Krishna's response is, Arjuna, you cannot resist fighting. Why? Because prakṛtis tvāṁ niyokṣyati, your Prakriti will make you act. Here, the Prakriti is nothing but the body by itself, which is the byproduct of Mula Prakriti. And this body comes with the previous vasanas and previous karmas. Therefore Krishna says, you will be forced by your body to fight. Arjuna thought, this body belongs to me. How will my body do things without my instructions? If I say, lift the Gandiva, my hands will lift it. If I say, drop the Gandiva, my hands will drop it. This body belongs to me, therefore it obeys my orders. Then how can Krishna, you say that my body, which is the Prakriti, will influence me to fight when I don't desire to fight? How can the body control me? Rather, I am the owner of the body. I control the body. Your statement doesn't make much sense to me, Krishna. Krishna smilingly said, Arjuna, understand, when you follow my instructions and execute it properly, as I said, then I make sure that your body is under your control. But if you fail to follow my instructions and fail to live according to my instructions, then I will make you under the control of your body. I have already explained to you that you are not the only doer. There are 5 in total to perform any actions. But if you don't want to listen to me and do things as you wanted by choosing your own path, then I will not be involved. Well, so what, Krishna? If you don't get involved, I will do what I wanted to do. Arjuna, understand, if I don't get involved, then you will not get my grace. If you don't get my grace, my mercy, you will get no benefit out of the action that you choose to do. Those who follow my instruction and does good will never overcome by evil. Didn't I explain this in the 6th chapter, 40th sloka? Nahi kalyanakrit kaschit durgatim tatagacchati. If you go on your path, you will become the slave of your body, slave of prakriti. If you take my advice, you will become my servant. If you become the servant of your body, your life is ruined. You will be here for a long time, taking different types of bodies, life after life after life. If you become my servant by listening to my instruction, you will quickly come to me. You don't need to struggle in this material world. When we read this last line, prakṛtis tvāṁ niyokṣyati, which means the prakriti will make you act, we may have a question. Prakriti is non-sentient. It is achit. Can it activate someone? The explanation is Krishna is actually making fun of Arjuna by saying, as you don't have the sense to listen to me, only a matter, non-sentient object should advise you. What Krishna is advising or informing Arjuna is that if you do not follow my advice, I will have no further interest in you. You being under the sway of Prakriti, there will be none to save you, and you will suffer a great deal. On the other hand, if you listen to me, the entire responsibility of your welfare will become mine, and you can be carefree. To conclude, the message here is when someone holds on to their ideas, thinking they can make better discrimination between what is good and what is bad for them, with the idea that they are independent, like how Arjuna is thinking that he is independent and he knows what is good and what is bad, and he decides not to fight, that idea will be in vain. It will change. Why? Because of one's nature, one will be driven accordingly. Your own natural disposition will drive you to fight, Arjuna, and you cannot avoid fighting. In the next verse, Krishna explains how Prakriti will act, will influence us. यदहङ्कारम् āśritya न yotsya iti manyase mithyaiṣa vyavasāyaste prakṛtis tvāṁ niyokṣyati. Namaste. Hare Krishna.